Hour.
Hello and welcome to the Horror Hour, the show where we discuss, debate, and disagree on all things horror. I'm one of your hosts, George, and today we have a full house with us. We have Yutaka.
Hello.
We've got Liam, our new member, full-time.
Hello.
And we've got Ben, of course.
Hello.
And today is a super exciting day for us because we are about to interview Radio Silence.
I'm so freaking excited.
For the new Scream movie. This is something we've been working on, Yutaka, a lot as well. Since we started this podcast, we were like, this is one of the things we want to try and do. The fact we've been able to accomplish it is amazing. And it's all thanks to you guys as well for watching, listening at home and, giving us this platform. So we're all very thankful. So without further ado, we hope you enjoy this interview. It's a lot of fun. It's short but sweet, but I think you're going to love it. And this is a great time to celebrate Scream Week.
What's going on?
Hi, guys. Hey.
Hello.
Hey,
you guys are a bigger group than us.
Yeah. We had to one-up you in some way. So this is how we just brought everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll start off then. Chad, going into this movie, what were some of the things you had to take into consideration when coming into an established franchise that was already, 4 movies in?
Well, I mean, you have to take everything into consideration, all of them. And us building on something that Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson created. It was surreal that we're even asked to be a part of it in the first place. It is like a franchise that means the world to us on so many different levels and that we're incredible fans of. So to be able to be fans making a movie that fits into the Scream franchise is just something that never thought this day would ever happen for us, for years. And B, just we're insanely humbled and thrilled by the entire process and becoming part of that larger Scream family that Wes and Kevin created. And I think one of the bigger things of us actually coming onto this project and this script specifically is that the producers, William Sherrick and Jamie Vanderbilt, they made sure Paul Neinstein, the people at Project X.
Pour one out for Paul.
Yeah, they made sure they got Kevin Williamson's blessing when they brought us in. So it was very nice that Kevin was backing the project from its earliest script phase. And then when we came on board, we're like, okay, this is a part of the Scream legacy, and let's see what we can do with it.
Amazing. Well, this question is for all of you, so you can fight over it. In a climate where leaks are so prevalent these days with huge movies, it's insane at the moment. What kind of precautions did you take to kind of keep those secrets? Because it seems to me that you this movie is like locked tight.
Wow. I first of all love hearing that. Yeah, it is a constant source of anxiety, and it is a constant conversation, certainly between the three of us, but also with us in the studio. And we live in a time now where thankfully fans are so hungry for things and they love things so dearly that they do want to have a closeness with the material in a way that I think really is fairly new, right? That's a kind of new evolution of what the idea of fandom is. But it definitely is. It's tricky because for us, you only get to have your first experience with something once. And so much of what makes these movies great is what is mysterious and what is unknown and what's twisty and turny about them. Those big reveals, right? Like those are a huge part of the DNA of what makes enjoying a Scream movie so specific. And so really, for us, it's all about trying to protect the things that we think are as valuable to that experience as that we would want to have. And then outside of that, there's something really fun with the Scream movie where it also, I think people know and understand now that the language of these movies is about manipulation to a certain extent. So there's also something really fun. There's some fun to be had in what you present to the audience early on to hopefully build their expectations in some fun ways that you can then subvert when they actually get to see the movie.
So when it actually, speaking of this, when it came, Matt, when it came to making this movie, did you find yourself doing a deep dive into the fandom and all the message boards and just to kind of see all the fan fiction that already exists and how people wanted to see, I guess?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we were fans before we were even involved in this, so we already kind of had one foot in that world. And then, part of this whole process, I think we've gone from huge fans to huge mega super fans. We've all watched all the movies a million times in the past couple of years, and we've read every single bit of information we can get, every interview we can read, all the message boards. It's like, it's a fun part of it. And the community is so generous, so giving, so loving, so supportive. And for us, that just means the world. And just to be able to be a part of it, like what they were saying earlier, is so special. But it's also really fun just to kind of explore it and kind of see where everybody's expectations lie, how we can then either lean into that or subvert that, or what that is. Because, the whole thing with Scream from the beginning is it's a conversation with the viewer about this specific movie and other movies. And we're hoping to keep that tradition alive in this one.
Quite a large percentage of the fandom is part of the queer community, and it is a film that resonates with the queer community. So obviously going into this film, we know that there is a queer character. Was there a pressure going into it, bringing a queer character to the franchise at large? Because there's been England's in the past, but
I wouldn't say there's a pressure. I think that you have to find the right person to handle that, right? To be the conduit for that, and we did. And I think that Jasmine is she's incredible. We could tell you about how much we love her for the next 8 hours if we had the time. But we love that has always been a texture and a part of the Scream universe. There's obviously a huge support for these movies within that community, and we can't tell you how wonderful we think Jasmine's performance is.
And also we want to make movies that represent the world we live in, and while we love the original Screams, the Woodsboro of the original Screams is not
very different.
It's very different. So, I think part of when we got into this, it was like, how do we make this feel like the real world with real people?
Yeah. And I think so much of, and this is really kind of part and parcel of what your response to the last question was, that these movies have to be a reflection of the time. And we really believe that we've captured that in this.
I'll move on to my question, which is, first of all, congratulations on the movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing. What I want to know is, was there any pressure coming onto this release just after coming off of the success of Ready or Not?
That's a really good question. I don't think we saw it as pressure. I think we see it as like just building. Obviously, I think we had a little bit more budget and responsibility on this movie, and by a long shot, like when you step into a franchise built by a master, a legend of horror, there's going to be pressure. And I think that was the pressure that we were focused on, and making sure that we fit into the Scream world. And Ready or Not, there was no pressure. We just got to go make a movie that was of its own device, right? And it was just Ready or Not. And we figured out a way to make it great with all our friends at Fox Searchlight. And that was fun. And so the pressure from this one wasn't related to Ready or Not. It was more about stepping in to the Scream franchise.
Perfect. And I suppose one fun final question to sort of finish everything off is, for all of you, who would be your favorite Ghostface from the previous movies?
That's a good question.
Yeah, good one. I mean, I love Billy. I'm a team Billy. I love Stu. I love Billy. I love all of them. But I mean,
yeah.
Stu is
Stu.
Yeah. It's so hard to.
You can't have one without the other.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of amazing thing about Ghostface as a villain. There's just such an amazing balance that is struck in all of the movies. But Billy and Stu, I think for us, are like just all timers.
Yes.
And I hope we revisit Roman.
Agreed.
Soon. Roman gets the short end of the stick sometimes.
Yeah,
it's a good character.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much for your time. It's been absolutely amazing. And for those of us who haven't seen the film, which is me, Liam, and Ben, we can't wait. Yutaka got to see it the other day, so he's lucky. But
sorry.
What a weird island you're sitting on, man.
I here in the Midwest, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel
No.
Well, thank you guys for the questions. Yeah,
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.